This is an introduction to using OnCorps, the reporting tool we use for tracking your service hours. The KY Ready Corps program uses OnCorps for both member timekeeping and reporting. I will cover timesheets in this training video. A separate training video will be provided on data collection and reporting. As a program director, I set up both members and site supervisors on OnCorps. This takes place the first week of a member's service. I will notify members via email when your account is set up and provide you with login information. You will need to reset your password after your first login. Timesheet approval is a two-step process. When members submit an OnCorps timesheet, site supervisors receive an email prompt letting them know there is one awaiting approval. Site supervisors receive an email with a link to your timesheet, and after approval, your timesheet is sent to me for a final approval. Here is a calendar of OnCorps timesheet due dates. Note your site supervisor has a deadline too. I will also send you a copy of this via email. This is the way your screen will look while accessing OnCorps. Notice that the URL is specific to Kentucky, ky.oncorreports.com. Be sure to bookmark it, as general internet searches for OnCorps will take you to a general reports page and it will not accept your login information. Notice that the OnCorps login page contains information about best browsers to use when using OnCorps. You begin the login process by ensuring that the current program year is visible in the drop-down menu to the right. It is usually set to the current program year by default, but always check. Our program years run September to August, so you will always see 2 consecutive years as choices in the drop-down menu. Choose the most current, then click Submit. You will see a number of Kentucky AmeriCorps programs and their logos on the next page. Find the Kentucky Ready Corps logo and click on the Member link. That will take you to the actual login page where you enter the login assigned to you, along with your password. At your first OnCorps login, you will be asked to change your temporary password. On the next page, you should see your name next to Welcome. Note the long blue top menu bar. Under the Help menu, you can access a dialog box to ask questions of OnCorps if you have trouble using the interface. There is also a link to tutorials if you feel you need further instruction or practice. Feel free to explore the menu items and links available to you. The time tracking menu is where members enter and view their service hours. You can find the following pages under the time tracking menu: Enter timesheets, Total Member Hours Graph, List Timesheets, Member Total Hours by Date. Members can bypass the time tracking menu and access the current timesheet period by clicking on the homepage link. The timesheet process involves selecting a timesheet period, entering data, and submitting to your site supervisor. The data you must input is time in and time out, total hours, which is automatic, summary of activities in comments. Also, note that time is tracked in 15-minute increments. After you submit a timesheet, your supervisor is notified and is able to approve or reject. Timesheets can be submitted, rejected, changed, and resubmitted as many times as needed. If a timesheet is rejected, you will receive an email notification as well as a reminder on your homepage when you next log into OnCorps Reports. Your program director is able to unlock a submitted or approved timesheet at any time. If a timesheet is unlocked, usually to correct and resubmit to your site supervisor, you will receive an email notification as well as a homepage notice on OnCorps Reports. On each timesheet, members must select a specific category for their hours of service. At this time, they include service, training, fundraising, remote, and COVID-19 related. Members should use the remote category if they're serving remotely on non-COVID-19 related activities. Any service associated with COVID-19 response should be logged as such. Members should always record a summary of the activities engaged in during the timesheet period in the general comments box as indicated here. Simply summarize what tasks and activities you engaged in during the timesheet period. To enter your service time on OnCorps, go to the Time Tracking menu and enter timesheets. Select a period from the drop-down menu to open the corresponding timesheet. This drop-down also lists the status dates for when a timesheet was last saved, submitted, approved, or rejected by your supervisor, or unlocked by your program director. Timesheet periods without a status date have not yet been started. This list will only display timesheet periods through the current period. Future periods are not visible until the first day of that period. Click the Choose button to open the timesheet. Once you select a timesheet period, the timesheet will appear below the Member Hours dashboard, a table detailing your total member hours year to date. You can expand that table by clicking on the green icon next to your name. All timesheets default to 3 activity lines per day, but will automatically add rows up to a maximum of 15 lines per day as time is entered. Fields that you will see in which you must make a selection or input information include the time in, time out categories, service categories, and service sites. The subtotal and total hours counting towards service will automatically populate as you add data. When finished, scroll to the bottom of your timesheet and click Save. When you have completed a timesheet, submit the timesheet by scrolling to the bottom of it, review the total hours to ensure they are accurate, and summarize your period activities in the comments box. To send the timesheet to your supervisor for approval, select the Authorize and Submit button. As stated previously, OnCorps timesheet approval is set up as a 2-step process. First, your supervisor approves the timesheet, and finally, the KY Ready Corps program director or other staff approves. Either can reject timesheets, but only the KY Ready Corps program director can unlock a timesheet so the member or site supervisor can make changes. Timesheets that are submitted or approved are locked to prevent changes. They may still be viewed, but you will see a padlock icon in the upper right-hand corner. Members can review their OnCorps service hours at any time by going to Time Tracking, List Timesheets. Members can also generate a total hours by date report by going to Time Tracking, Member Total Hours by Date, or reviewing a total hours graph under Time Tracking, Member Total Hours Graph. OnCorps offers a short webinar for members on using OnCorps for time tracking. After you initially log into OnCorps, go to the blue menu bar under the Help menu. Choose Help Resources and Tutorials. In the table that appears, find Time Tracking Tutorials, and towards the bottom of that category, click on the View link to AmeriCorps Member Enhanced Time In, Time Out with Radio Buttons Time Entry. Also use the Help menu to make a direct help request. Staff are prompt and helpful. I would also be happy to answer any questions about member service or timekeeping. Thank you for submitting timesheets promptly and filling them out accurately.